All rise, please, for the pledge to salute to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Well, it's 9 o'clock. Glad to see you all here. Commissioner Piercy has an emergency and is not going to be here today. And so I want to call any citizen desiring to be heard. Hearing none. Go to item number 4, consideration possible action to approve minutes of July 31, 2020.
Without objection, I'd like to amend item 4 to read August of 2020 because we've already gone through July's minutes. I think in a previous discussion with the county clerk, I think that was a typo. So if you have no objection, I'd like to change that to read August.
Not a problem.
All right.
Do I have a motion?
I just made that.
Okay, then I would second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? None. Item number 5, consideration possible action to approve replat of the amended final plat of Timberland Creek in the northwest quarter of 2515 North 3 West.
That would be me.
That would be.
We were able to buy and reclaim an oil lease. That was in one corner. This is the old plat. And so we were able to redraw the border just a little bit. I'm reading upside down, so let me make sure I'm on the right. This one here, correct?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
These 2 lots here is what
Yes.
we're talking about. Okay.
Yes.
This is in our district, my district, and I move we approve the replat. Looks like a minor issue. Thank you very much, ma'am.
Thank you.
I'll second that motion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Fantastic, thank you guys. Cleaned up
I'm
really
not
well.
signing anything that says Mark Sharpton chairman on it. It's got the wrong signature on it, signature block.
Right, wrong names on the signature block.
On which one?
He hadn't been a county commissioner for 6 years now.
So that's our
I don't know.
You took an old one and
surveyor, the dividend screwed that up. Oh my God. Okay, so who's supposed to be on there?
Actually, you better just leave it chairman, member, because it changes.
there was one.
Okay.
Most of our people don't put the name of the commissioner on their
Going to
plat.
change again. Here
Is
comes
there
the
any
person
way we
here.
can just delete that?
I think we've already approved the plat change. Now it's just a matter of affixing the signatures, which can be done at any time after that.
Oh, I was told that all that stuff had to be completed in a single day for it
They
to be-
can't file their plat
Right.
unless it's signed.
I didn't say they could file their plat, I just said we could sign it any time after we made the approval, as far as the board action goes, right?
So what he's saying is if you want to go get this redone, because they've already approved it, you can bring it back up, we can meet with them separately, get signatures, and then you
Okay, so
can
I don't
file.
have to come back to another
Not to a
meeting
meeting.
next month?
Not to another meeting,
Missing
no.
signatures.
No, we can go up and see the county clerk and sign it up there once it's
All
redone.
right.
Thank you, ma'am.
Right. Proceeding on to number 6. Same pen back. Item 6, consideration and possible action to approve environmental access permit with Oklahoma Department of Environmental Quality for the asbestos remediation of the county 6-story building.
So you all have received all of that. Lowell had one minor change regarding indemnification. DEQ's attorney accepted that, made the change. So this is the permit, 2 copies of it, to allow them to get started. I don't have a schedule.
But we need to do this before they get started. Right?
So I'm a permittor.
You're gonna sign, I have the
The
sticky.
okay.
So before you sign that, I move we approve it.
Oh,
Since,
I'll second that.
okay.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Down. Oh, no, no.
I didn't think so. Didn't see that.
It's only one signature.
Understood.
If you want to, do you want to see it?
It's fine. Flo approved it, I'm good with that.
Go. On item 7, consideration possible action to approve resolution accepting $600 donation from Bobby Davison to District 2 for approximately 66 tons of rock to be placed on Cooksey Road. I would move that we would approve this. Make a motion.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion's approved. On to item number 8, consideration possible action to approve resolution accepting 2,000 donation from Viper Farms goats to District 3 for something on Pine.
I do wish Monty was here so I could make my joke about the goats donating the money, but I move we approve.
Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Item 9, consideration possible action to approve agreement between Logan County Sheriff and Mulhall Orlando Public Schools for school resource officer, July 13, 2020 through May of 2021. I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second. Damon, you got any comments you'd like to make?
This is just a continued partnership with Mulhall Orlando Schools to provide a deputy there in their school system.
Right.
Great partnership.
It is, that's a great program too, to have a deputy sheriff in public schools in Logan County. Thank you. I've seconded.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. On to item 10, consideration and possible action to approve detention transport claim in the amount of $73.10 for July of 2020.
There's not a stamp, so just, if each of you would just write there and I'll put the stamp on it.
Let's see. There's a motion to approve.
If you're entertaining one, yes, I'll make that motion.
I'll second that. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Item 11, consideration and possible action to acknowledge receipt of notice of tort claim of Ricky Beebe and forward to the ACO claims,
This is
county claims.
a broken windshield alleged to have happened by a District 3 truck.
Through a rock.
I'll make the motion to approve.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Item 12, consideration and possible action to approve purchase order to FSB Engineering in the amount of $18,750 for engineering services on rehab of bridge, circuit number 198A.
This is the, as what was previously allotted to.
Right. This is for the,
Whose bridge is it?
bridge on Midwest,
This
south
is part
of
of the
105.
CBRI commitment.
So I'll make the motion to approve.
Second.
All those in favor, say aye. Aye. Motion carries. That'll be really good for the Midwest project. We're getting that paved all the way down there. We'll be able to get trucks across it that are a lot heavier. Item 13, consideration and possible action to purchase a hydrochlorous acid disinfectant system and sprayers for application utilizing CARES Act funds.
So Mike, this is one that the county clerk did a lot of research on and looking for, so we can do our self-disinfecting of the courthouse when need be. This will be paid for out of the CARES Act funds, and I move that it be approved.
I second that motion. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Item 14, consideration and possible action to receive updated information pertaining to all equipment under lease purchase in District 2. And so,
Mike, the reason this was put on our agenda, I believe, because it seems to be an issue for the Board of Commissioners because it has to do with contracts. Contracts all have to come to the Board of Commissioners to be signed.
right.
I call your attention to the second page of that election year law requirement. Second page, I got a little highlight down through there that it may be interesting to you. If you don't mind, I'd go ahead and read that into the minutes. Section 3 talks about Title 19, Section 333, record of orders and declarations, commissioners not succeeding themselves in the duties thereof. Item B, the second paragraph from the end talks about lease purchase. It says, however, in the case of lease purchase contracts, rental lease, or other payments extending beyond the term of office of the commissioner, it shall be the mandatory duty of the commissioner to execute and make such payments current as of the date of the expiration of term of office of the commissioner. The commissioner shall be liable both personally and on the official bond of the commissioner for any violations of the mandatory duties therein imposed. The bond is what has to do with the Board of Commissioners. A personal liability, it's just that. But so the contracts that this board approved and signed back in June for the lease purchase, I believe it was a lot of the road graders. It's my understanding that, and it's other people's understanding is from the board as well, that one of the graders' lease is expired, at least one of them's expired. And we ask that you bring the contracts for all of those graders. What I'm interested in is how close the rest of them are to having expended hours, how many hours are left to be utilized, and if there are others that are in the same shape as the one that allegedly the lease has expired on. I think that's owed to the incoming commissioner as well, in addition to the law that requires this to be brought up to date. So with that, I'll let you address that, sir.
Yes, sir. Well, we have a 3M that was over hours and it caught us unaware as well as Cat. And so in order to be able to figure out what to do with that, we've inquired with the state auditor, who has now referred that to the assistant district attorney, local Bartow, and he is looking into that. He is looking at the contract per his email, and will get to us as to how we handle this, because we can't surplus it because I did not win re-election, and we cannot purchase it. So what we are doing currently is making the payments on it. And here's all the information that you requested, sir. And we do have CAT representatives here, three of them apparently.
So what was, so I guess this one CAT, NOM 123 is the one that
That's for you.
is over?
Yes.
Okay. What was the maximum hours on the contract?
5,000 hours.
5,000 hours. Okay. What's the contract say about hours that's gone, that you go over? What's the cost?
There's not a charge for hours over.
Right.
It's just the guaranteed repurchase is null and void once you go over those hours.
The guaranteed repurchase.
Or the lease, or the balloon at the end is what our trade would be at the end, or guaranteed repurchase would be null and void. So it would just be whatever the trade value of the machine would be. If you guys don't buy out the balloon at the end, we would trade for whatever.
Okay. So what you basically, what I think I heard you say was that the offer of the balloon payment is null and void once you go over the hours.
Yeah, our balloon payment offer at the end of that 5 years, 5,000 hours is null and void.
Okay.
Yeah.
His name.
Yeah. What,
Howard Wickersham with Warren Cat.
Okay. So that's null and void. And so from CAT's standpoint, how do we resolve the issue?
You can either trade that, buy a new machine, and we would give you a trade assessment on the value of the machine as current state, hours, age, things like that. We would give you an assessed value of that, and we would put that towards the purchase of a new machine, or take that negative into that, or you guys can pay the difference between what its assessed value is and what's owed of that balloon.
Okay. So my question there would be who assesses the value?
We could assess the value and give you our assessed value of it, or you could have someone else give you an assessed value as well and pay the difference.
Okay. So the assessed value doesn't have to be the same as the balloon payment offer?
No.
Okay. Because a grader with 7,240 hours on it is probably not going to assess it. What was it, $180,000?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. And so the rest of these, so Mike, what's the JD 8500K? Is that a dozer?
Yes, sir.
Or are you at least purchasing that?
From the trust, yes.
Oh, okay. Well, that's not in scope of what we're talking about here. Okay. The reason I asked is it's got over 5,000 hours on it, but so that's not an issue. So the other graders that we've got, 900 hours, 2,000 hours, 1,800, and 1,600 hours. There's no other ones that are about to expire on hours. How about time? Where are we at on those? So normally the contracts, the lease purchase contracts are either or, right? You either run the number of hours over or you run the number of months out. So have we got any that are like that are about to expire on time for months?
Are we speaking specifically for District 2 or
Yes,
all
District
districts?
2.
I'd have to go back and look, but I think that's the last one for District 2 that's close to that time. I mean, that one ran out of time.
Right. So I guess the next time period when our board re-examines contracts again will be in June of this
Okay.
next year. So anything that would expire between now and June would be subject to this issue.
Yeah, I can pull those up and find out.
Okay. I got one other question, then I'll let you guys go, or leave you alone. How's that? On the graders that we run before, there's been the ability to monitor in real time the status of graders of their operation. I mean, all the way down to their RPMs, you know, how fast they go, and the number of hours that's on them. Is that something that you folks didn't look at, or does anybody look at the contract and say, hey, you guys are about to go over the number of hours, you really need to look at redoing this contract or updating the contract? Was there nothing from Warren Cat that alerted the district to them maybe going over? Because I can see where that could be an issue in the future, you know, for these types of contracts.
Yeah, there's a feature that you guys can use as customers that you can get on a daily track,
Right.
Hours, scheduled maintenance, fault codes, and things like that. And so
Yeah,
we give all of our customers, both private and governmental, access to that to be able to see hours and locations so that you guys can manage time and those things.
Okay. I think what the commissioner said was it was something that they just missed. And my question was more specifically back to, is there something as far as contract management goes for Warren Cat where you guys are able to also, you guys are able to also see that stuff?
Mhm.
Right? So is there a way, or was there a process where you guys look at the number of hours on a system that's under contract, under lease purchase contract, and determine that it's about to expire, the contract's about to expire or become null and void? And is there a notification that you guys send out to that end?
We would do that under what we call conditions monitoring. So if you want those assets monitored on a daily, monthly, weekly basis, then that would be an option that you would purchase at the beginning of a deal. We don't just proactively manage your guys' hours and say, hey, you guys are running 3,000 hours a year. If that's something that you want us to do, it's an option that we provide for you at a cost, but that's called conditions monitoring. And we would manage hours, location, and any of the maintenance things and give you notifications on certain levels of that.
Right.
But if that's not purchased, no, we don't monitor those assets and hours that are put on those on a regular basis.
Okay, so and you don't, to that end, you don't monitor the contracts, the hours on the contracts?
Yeah, and unless there's something that you guys want us to monitor, and as a part of that, we're not going to look and see, hey, he's running 700 hours a month and he should only be running 500.
I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Trends.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. All right. I appreciate your input. Thanks very much.
Mm-hmm.
So, so Lowell's looking at this.
Yes, first we went to the auditor to see what to do with it.
Okay.
And she seemed to think that we should run that by Lowell, which we are.
Well, yeah, I mean, because you're legally on the hook for it. You probably should.
So can
probably
we
should.
surplus it?
Well, so this went to Lowell 3 September. Or Lowell sent back to you on 3 September. And he wanted to get a copy of the agreement from Troy.
I received an email from Lowell for the contract. I sent it back to him on Friday. I mean, that's when I got his email and sent it back.
So he's just received the contract back to look at the fine print, so to speak, or the actual contract agreements and figure out what we can do. But yeah, without being able to do a balloon payment, the assessed value, that's going to be an interesting conversation. And with that, I have no other questions. Are you willing to open up to questions from citizens concerned. That's normally what we would do on an item on the agenda that, you know, people, in the past, we've asked, our concerned citizens can ask questions at the beginning, at the end, or while we're on a topic. Normally, we don't get real iterative with them on topic either, but if you want to allow a question, I'll give that one back to you.
Well, we do have an item coming up, number 19.
19. Well, yeah, and that's outside the scope of what we're talking about specifically. If there's anything specific that,
If the new commissioner-elect, who is still just a citizen, I might add, wants to ask a question, that's fine. I'm not certain that anyone here can answer it. But you're welcome to ask a question.
The only question I would have would be if the the newer graders, are they still on the 5,000 hour lease, or are they at 3,000?
All the graders that you guys have leased are on 5,000 hour leases.
so
So right now we have, there are no graders in District 2's inventory that are close to the 5,000 hours outside of the 2015.
That we'd have to pull it up and look and see what all the current hours are.
Okay.
The 4 graders we have at least 3,000 hours left on them, very, very minimum.
Okay.
So I've got, to answer the question, I've got one, because this is information provided here, one at 941 hours, and I guess that's total hours on the lease, not hours to go. 2,002 hours on another one, 1,808 hours on another one, and 1,687 hours on another one, and that's
1,600 what?
1,687.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, we
Thank
can
you,
get you,
Commissioners.
we can get you a copy of this after the meeting's over with. And
Proceeding on.
NM 108. I think this is the contract agreement.
Those are all of our contract agreements for all of our lease purchases.
All right, thank you. That's all I have. Unless there's any other questions.
Did you bring me a copy of that stuff for the minutes?
The lease purchase agreements?
The stuff that just got presented, I need a copy for the minutes.
I'll see what we can do.
I will,
See if we can make a copy
Ma'am.
of that.
ma'am, you can, if we want to make copies, if I
Okay.
can get these back, that'll be fine.
Okay, if you'll leave them in the pile.
I will. There you go.
Thank you.
Proceeding on to item 15, consideration of possible action on resolution appointing requisitioning officers of various accounts.
I have one, as you all are aware, Brandon Vaughn is leaving OSU Extension Office on the 11th. We won't meet again until the 15th, so in an effort to bridge a little gap there, he's appointing the new interim director effective September 14th. So we have somebody in place.
I'll make the motion to approve.
Second.
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
We have
Motion
none.
carries.
Oh, I'm sorry. We have none for 16.
None for 16. Item 17, consideration possible action on approving the following permanent road crossing permit for Coxcom. Right. Highway 33.
I move we approve.
Second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Is that the same one, I guess?
Yeah, it's gonna be 4 copies, but you sign the 2 with the stickies.
Right. Yep. equipment. Item 18, consideration and possible action on the consent agenda.
I have no transfers. I have transfers from previous fiscal year.
Woohoo.
And all that smoke in the air. Oh, that's fire departments I see on here and just remind me all that smoke coming from California, these places.
Cash funds.
Cash funds.
So Sheriff, we're about to, this morning, Action Safety's supposed to be out striping that new mile of Broadway. We just made it all black, so it'll be a little safer travel.
Good.
And we'll also have passing, no passing marks on it for our deputies to observe wild and craziness going on in that new racetrack we just created for them, you know, without the bumps.
What's the status of the laydown machine, if I may ask?
Monty had it,
Good.
we had it taken off the trailer so the folks from Warren County could come out and do a look at it, and tell them tell Monty what they'd give as far as trade-in on it. They assessed it. I'm not sure where we're at on that. We need to get with Monty to determine that. I know Monty had another mile that he needed to do. I've got another 3 that we need to do. And as soon as we figure out what we're going to do with that laydown machine, we need to get busy.
that would cost.
But I think that'll be something that we'll get the answer on the 15th. That's when we have our trust meeting. I think that's where that piece of equipment's at.
Yeah, because we still have patches to do.
That will be it for consent.
I'll make the motion to approve consent and let you finish up. One of those 120 all-wheel drives, but who knows what's going to happen right now. They're pretty nice.
We've sold several in the last couple of years.
They'll get you unstuck. Not having near as many vehicles, the graders getting stuck as they were with the 3Ms.
Oh, really?
Doesn't seem like.
Yeah, I mean, they've changed the horsepowers around on those,
Yeah.
so they've been able to do a lot more with less machine with those.
But yeah, they're turning into fairly good machines, so.
I was gonna say, because you guys were just running tandems for the longest time. Yeah.
Yeah. Broke a few chains trying to get them out.
A second.
Reduction in safety issue from broken chains, right?
Yeah. All right, that concludes the consent
Call the
agenda.
vote.
Does it?
Call the vote.
Oh, I'm sorry, I made the motion.
I second it.
Oh, okay. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. All right, any citizens desiring to be heard? Not hearing anybody, comments, announcements, questions by the Board of County Commissioners.
I just have one. I'd like to have item 14 added back to our agenda on the 15th to discuss what Lowell may offer as a reasonable solution to this issue. That's all I have.
All right. Well, I don't have any consideration, possible action on adjournment.
So move.
Second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
This meeting is adjourned.